In the dark parts of a city, a single gunshot can overshadow a lifetime of police service. Here are 5 of the most insane cases when the protectors of the law took their duties a step too far, starting with the culprit who lied about his identity. Case 1. On July 4th, 2020, 911 received an anonymous call from a certain individual about an ongoing threat to his life.
Are you on foot or in a vehicle?
He's in the house.
No, are you on foot or in a vehicle?
No, I'm walking on the street.
So he's inside the house and you're walking, so he's not trying to hurt you?
No, when I go to the house, he has a knife and trying to kill me, right?
According to him, the criminal had successfully stabbed him in a previous encounter, but had now returned to finish the job.
Yeah, I'm almost done.
So he did all that to you, or did they operate on you?
No, he just takes the knife right here.
Oh, okay, I see it. Okay.
4 times.
In no time, the Phoenix Police Department was on the site of the crime and were already gathering more information from the victim, who seemed to be in a state of shock. What would later turn out to be a disastrous situation started off as a calm and peaceful dialogue between cop and civilian. Police met one James Garcia on the site of the crime. On interrogation, he claimed he was waiting for a close relative of his, but the officer, who wasn't having any of that, gave an order to a reluctant Garcia, who seemed to know a lot about human rights.
You alright, man? Good? Yeah, shut the car off and come over here, man. You got no weapons on you? Because we're doing an investigation here. I don't want you sitting in the car while I'm talking to somebody passed out. Put your hands on the wheel, man. Both hands on the wheel. Okay. We're investigating a crime at this house. We have to identify everybody in this house.
Okay, I'll tell you.
You understand? Okay, do you have your ID on you?
Huh?
Do you have ID?
I don't have an ID, but I can tell you my name.
What's your last name?
Garcia.
What's your first name?
It's Garcia. Salazar. First name is Sam. Yeah.
The interrogation continued, with the officer demanding a means of identification. James Garcia didn't have any, but opted to assist the officer in the best possible way. "I wouldn't count on those words if I were you." Well, the intuitive police officer saw right through Garcia and gave him another chance to choose his words properly.
Don't lie to me, man. If you lie to me, I'm gonna take you to jail. Don't lie to me. So what's your name?
Yeah, like this. Shot.
Okay, I don't care about a stupid misdemeanor ticket. If you have a misdemeanor warrant, I don't care.
Alright, so my name is John.
John what? What's your second last name? Huh?
One of the sergeants on duty eventually approached Garcia, trying to convince him to leave the crime scene. However, Garcia had other plans.
Is there a reason you're not getting out of the car? Well, right now, we've got reports that somebody was stabbed at this house, so we need to figure out who everybody is and whether or not you're involved in that. Okay. Well, because there's a stabbing at the house, we need to get everybody out of here, because if this turns into some kind of shooting, I don't need you sitting here getting shot while we're shooting and then blaming us. Okay, we got called out here because somebody was stabbed. So now this is a scene, I can't let stuff leave the scene, and I need to get everybody out of my scene. Right now, you're the only person that's still in my crime scene, you understand that? What's that? Well, there's gonna be, everybody in there is gonna be getting out too. That's what we're trying to do right now, is get everybody removed from the scene. Okay. You're going to be removed from the vehicle if you don't get out of the car. Do you understand that?
While they were at it, one of the police officers spotted a suspicious hand movement in the car and made a shocking discovery.
I can't see his fucking hands. He's got a gun. Hey, get your hand off the gun. I can't see it. Let go of the goddamn gun.
All efforts by the police to persuade Garcia to drop the weapon fell on deaf ears. He even made a shocking gesture at the officer, as if daring him to pull the trigger.
Hey, let go of that fucking gun!
Owing to his refusal to drop the weapon, the police sensed an imminent threat and resolved to handle the situation in the most extreme and decisive manner.
He's still moving with the gun. Back up.
At this point, there was already a fatality, but the police officers who had no idea were still trying to curtail the situation. James Garcia was taken in for medical care, but it was already too late as he was pronounced dead by medical examiners. While many would argue that James Garcia posed a threat to the officers on the scene, there was no evidence that he attempted to use the weapon he possessed. This raises the question, did the cops handle the situation appropriately, or was there an unnecessary escalation? The next case perhaps may leave you in a state of panic and terror. Case 2. It all happened on a Friday morning at about 9 a.m. On March 12, 2021, Nashville police officer Josh Baker was performing a routine traffic stop on 31-year-old Nika Nicole Holbert, who he later discovered wasn't licensed enough to drive. In fact, the car belonged to Demond M. Buchanan, who was wanted on drug-related charges.
I'm really confused on why I'm getting stopped.
He's got several warrants.
Okay, that has nothing to do with me.
You don't know who's in the car.
Nobody's in my car.
In what started as a routine check, Josh Baker demanded a thorough search of the car, considering the reputation of Demont, the owner of the car. He was, however, met by a sketchy response from Nicole, which signified to him that she had something under her sleeves. This drama was about to unfold.
Just bring your bag out here. Ma'am, stop going through it. You come step right back here.
A thorough search of her belongings ensued, in which police officer Josh Baker found some disturbing substances in one of her bags.
So it's just in here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, was there...
Well, about 5 minutes from me.
Is this...
Yes.
Upon confirming the nature of the substances Nicole possessed, Officer Baker placed her under arrest and ordered her to comply. Nicole responded with strong resistance and attempted to flee. This resulted in a hot chase in which the officer eventually caught and subdued her with the use of a taser, or so he thought.
Here, do me a favor, turn.
No, hold
Turn
on.
around.
Don't put me in handcuffs. I haven't done anything wrong.
Ma'am.
No, don't put me
You're about to get tased. Get down! Get down on the ground! Down on the ground!
How mistaken the officer was to think it was over. In a dramatic and intense turn of events, Nicole attempted to defend herself. The officer quickly drew his gun, demanding she drop hers. Tension escalated as a fierce exchange of gunfire erupted. Both Nicole and the officer were hit, with the officer collapsing on the ground.
Put the gun down! 22 shots fired! Shots fired!
10-4, 13, keep at that code 3.
I'm hit.
Amidst the chaos, Nicole sped away, convinced she had escaped to safety. She was, however, found severely injured by police officers who rendered aid for her gunshot wounds until an ambulance arrived. This wasn't enough, as she died later at a local hospital. Officer Baker, on the other hand, underwent surgery and responded to treatment. In this case, there was a threat to the life of a cop involved, but this was not the last time a routine traffic stop would lead to the death of a civilian. Case 3. On January 18, 2024, San Antonio police officer Edgardo Valadares was on his routine traffic spot. At the same time, 42-year-old Hervon Harper was involved in a traffic violation, but Officer Edgardo was in for more discoveries.
Tell like, your driver's license? Yeah. Where are you coming from?
A friend's house.
A friend's house. Any weapons in the car? Sir?
While the officer and his partner were questioning the 42-year-old offender, he perceived a sketchy odor coming from the vehicle, believed to be a hard substance. However, Harper wasted no time in excluding himself from any association with such substances, but the police officer had other questions.
Hey, when was the last time you smoked marijuana in this vehicle?
I don't smoke marijuana at all.
Okay, so why am I
This is my girl's car.
Okay, why am I smelling marijuana in the vehicle?
I haven't smoked at all. I swear to God, I haven't smoked.
Is your girl smoking marijuana in this vehicle?
Her kids hit the dispo, but they don't smoke marijuana. They hit dispos.
The cartridges and all that?
There's nothing.
Okay.
No marijuana, no drugs.
In a bid to detain the offender, one of the officers demanded he step down from the vehicle. 42-year-old Harper, who thought he was in for more questioning, had no idea of the officer's next move. This was met by heavy resistance, and both officer and offender found themselves in quite a scuffle. But this was only the beginning for the 42-year-old offender.
There's nothing in the car. Huh? I'm being detained?
You're just being detained.
Why am I being detained? Hold on. Sir. Hey, look, I'm not being detained.
Stop.
I'm not doing
Stop.
anything.
Stop.
Why y'all doing this to me,
First
dude?
of all, I can see that in your freaking pocket.
What? I don't got nothing in my pocket.
Don't reach.
I don't got nothing in my. I'm not reaching.
fucking reach.
I'm not reaching,
Get out of the fucking
dude.
car.
I'm not fucking
Get out of the
reaching,
car.
dude. I'm not reaching. Stop, dude. Stop. Dude. Stop, dude. Stop. Please, y'all.
While they were embroiled in a heated confrontation, this was on the brink of erupting into a full-blown brawl, and tension soared and tempers flared. Amid the chaos, one of the officers, his eyes scanning the frenzied scene, suddenly froze. To his horror, he spotted the glint of a weapon tucked into Hervon Harper's waistband. Heart pounding and adrenaline surging, the officer's mind raced with the potential danger that lay before them. In an instant of sheer panic, fearing for his colleagues and his lives, he drew his firearm. Time seemed to slow as he aimed and squeezed the trigger. The deafening crack of the shot echoed through the air, and Harper, a 42-year-old man caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, crumpled to the ground.
Get off me. I'm not resisting.
Put your hands on your back.
Get off me.
Put your hands on your back.
No, dude. Ah!
Put your hands on your back now.
Okay.
Put your hands on your back.
Okay.
Let go of my fucking scissors.
Dude, why you got scissors out on me, dude?
Let go.
Dude,
Relax.
dude,
Relax.
I'm relaxed.
Put your other hand behind your back.
Relaxed.
You're gonna break your shoulder. You're gonna break your
relaxed.
shoulder. Put your hands behind your back now. Put your hands behind your back now.
I'm relaxed, dude.
Put your hand behind
I'm
your
relaxed.
back right now.
I am relaxed, dude.
Stop fucking reaching.
Dude, I'm relaxed. No, you gotta go. Yep, I got done. Stop.
Shots fired. Where's the gun at? It's right here. I got the gun. I'm gonna fucking shoot you again. Get your fucking hands up. I got the gun.
Wounded and gasping for breath, he was immediately taken to a local hospital, where he was later pronounced deceased. Officer Edgardo Valadares, a 3-year veteran of the force who discharged his weapon during the incident, was placed on administrative duty pending further investigation. If you enjoyed this video so far, please show some love by dropping a like. While all our previous cases had led to an end of the life in the victims involved, the victim in the next case was lucky to get out alive. Case 4. On February 19, 2021, Stephen Lara, a 16-year Army veteran and National Award hero, was pulled over just outside of Reno by Nevada Highway Patrol officers while driving cross-country to see his daughters in California. The officers complimented Stephen's driving and convinced him to exit his vehicle, leading to what initially seemed like a routine traffic stop into one of the most dishonest and corrupt police encounters you'd ever witness.
You a fighter? A fighter? Yeah, you got a tap-out shirt on.
Well, I've got a lot of training. I'm a retired Marine.
What do your daughters do, man? Ever been in trouble with law enforcement before? When did you leave? What part of Texas are you thinking of buying a house in? What were you doing for work up there?
After engaging in small talk, the officer then reveals his true agenda.
Part of my job out here is I do what's called highway interdiction. I look for people that are smuggling contraband through our state, across the country, weapons, humans, drugs, illicit currency, things like that. Anything in the vehicle I should be aware of? Okay. No firearms, no explosives. Okay. Are there any drugs in the vehicle? Cocaine? Yeah, I gotta ask all these silly questions, right? Okay. Any large amounts of United States currency in the vehicle? Okay. What's a large amount of U.S. currency to you? Okay. So there's over 10,000 in there? Okay. How much money you got in there? Okay. Well, fair enough.
This was the moment Stephen made his biggest mistake. He granted the cops consent to search his vehicle, a decision he should have reconsidered since the officer lacked probable cause to conduct the search. As the encounter went on and the officer's true intentions were revealed, you'll understand why Stephen was better off declining the search.
Would you give me permission to search your vehicle today? That's okay with you?
The officer called his friend at the Drug Enforcement Administration after confirming Stephen had over $87,000 on him. Despite Stephen committing no crime, the officer knew involving the DEA would lead to them seizing Stephen's money through civil forfeiture, with Nevada Highway Patrol receiving up to 80% of the seized amount as a reward for passing the case to the DEA, potentially resulting in a job promotion for the officer. This practice is not uncommon among some local police, as federal agencies made over $334 million in just 2019 in equitable sharing payments to state and local law enforcement agencies solely from civil forfeiture aided by the police. All that remained was to link the money to a crime, which wasn't the case yet, as Stephen hadn't committed any crime. However, watch how this corrupt officer would attempt to associate Stephen, an Army veteran who had risked his life for the country, with a crime.
Head out to a traffic stop. Are you busy on that other stuff today? So far I'm still searching a car, but a big bundle of money says probably at least $100,000. How much cash is that?
About 100 grand.
100 grand. So, as you know, right, I'm a vet, he's a vet, you're a vet. It's not illegal to carry currency. They'll make us ask some questions on why someone has 100,000. I understand why you don't trust banks, especially in this day and age right now.
I have nothing to hide from you.
I appreciate that. Give me a few seconds, I'll make a couple phone calls, right? Okay, I'm waiting to hear back from Shane to see if he comes out here. This is it's a strange one, but not a strange one. Consented to a search.
Attempting to frame Stephen for a crime to justify involving the DEA in seizing the money, the officer summoned his supervisor, who upon arrival also contacted the DEA agents, telling them about his grand plan.
No issues. It's too easy to do an adoption. You know, we contacted you, so I think everything's going to be okay. And I'll text you the money count after we get it. It'll probably be a couple hours.
The supervisor then engaged in a conversation with the officer on the scene about how they should proceed with the corrupt dealings.
What are your thoughts, Chris?
I understand what works. It's odd, but...
It's odd, but it's not packaged like normal.
No, and he's answering the questions. There's receipts here, and
the officers proceeded to use their drug-sniffing dog on the currency. The officer placed Stephen's money in an open Ziploc bag and tossed it onto the side of the road, far from their location, in hopes that the dog would find it.
I would like to put the dog on the currency.
Okay.
The officers now had what they needed to involve the DEA and seize Stephen's money. However, it's crucial to acknowledge that numerous studies and research have shown that 67 to 100% of U.S. currency contains trace amounts of drugs. Therefore, the dog's alert on the currency alone doesn't prove the money's involvement in illegal drug transactions, and not forgetting the officers' plan all along was to hand over the money to the DEA, and they were merely searching for a legal justification.
I believe that drug is dog related to it.
Drug prisons?
Yeah, it's very common, sir. We get people that are trafficking large quantities of marijuana from North California to all states east, even from Reno.
Sir, I can tell you right now.
So I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen, okay? We're going to seize it today, but that doesn't mean we're the final judgment on it. It's going to go through the DEA, okay? So the DEA will contact you, and the DEA will provide you with a means to divide it. You're going to have to provide your pay stubs. You're going to have to provide your other receipts and stuff like that. Okay?
Let you know, I know you're just doing your job. Luckily, I work very hard for it. Money that I have in my jacket is only a few dollars. I have to use it for my kids, bills, my hotel. It's not that far in Texas. So, maybe we're just doing your job. Stuck here. That's what he says. No way you're fighting for control and stuff. Get back to Texas.
Stephen was left with nothing but a sheet of paper on the expressway after the officers essentially robbed him of his entire life savings. After 6 months of not getting his money back, Stephen sued the DEA and the Nevada Highway State Patrol, and it took media criticism of the DEA before Stephen's money was returned. Civilians have been at the forefront of victimization in all our cases thus far. But what happens when even members of the force have their fair share of police misdeeds? Case 5. While returning from his deployment, U.S. National Guard Lieutenant Caron Nazario was pulled over by Windsor police officer Daniel Crocker in Virginia for a potential license plate violation. Instead of stopping immediately, the lieutenant continued to drive for over a mile before pulling over at a well-lit gas station, prioritizing safety over stopping on dark roads. Officer Crocker had already called for backup, and Officer Joe Gutierrez joined them at the scene. Upon parking his vehicle, the officers immediately drew their weapons, and the lieutenant refused to exit his car, which was understandable given the aggressive behavior of the officers.
Get out of the car now!
I'm serving this country and this is how I'm treated.
Yo, what, guess what? I'm a veteran too. I don't know, babe.
That's
Get out of the car!
What's going on?
What's going on? You're fixing to light the light, son.
I'm sorry, what?
Get out of the car now!
What's going
Get out of the
on?
car now!
Work with us and we'll talk to you. Get out of the car.
You received an order. Obey it.
I'm honestly afraid to get out. Can I?
Yeah, you should be. Get out.
What's
Get
going
out.
on? What
Get
did
out
I
of the car.
do?
Get out now!
I have not committed any crime.
You're being stopped for a traffic violation. You're not cooperating at this point right now. You're under arrest.
For a traffic-
You're being detained.
The lieutenant chose to stay in his car, and the situation escalated when Officer Gutierrez decided to physically engage with the lieutenant.
Safety violation. I do not have to get out the vehicle. You haven't even told me why I'm being stopped.
Really?
Get your hands.
Get out of the car now. Get out of the car.
Get your hands off me,
Get out.
please. Get your hands off me.
You know what? Back up
I
there.
didn't do anything. Don't do that.
Sir, get out of the car
Don't do
now.
that.
Hey, get
Don't
out of
do
the car
that.
now. Sir,
Don't do.
look.
I'm trying to talk
Get
to you.
out. Okay.
I'm trying to
I'm gonna
talk.
get out. Just get out of
Relax.
the car.
Can you please
Get out.
relax? I'm actively serving this country, and this is how you're gonna treat me. I didn't do anything.
Unsatisfied with the lieutenant's continued resistance, Officer Gutierrez escalated the situation to the extreme.
Whoa, hold on. What's going on? Hold on. Watch it.
Air Force is deployed.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car now.
Sir, just get out of the car.
I'm trying to breathe.
Get out of the car and get on the ground now. Get again. Take off your seatbelt and get out of the
Lieutenant Nazario, returning from active service overseas, was treated like a common criminal, and it didn't end there.
Please talk to me about what's
Get on the
going on.
ground. Get on the ground now.
Please talk to me
Get on
about
the
what's
ground.
going
Get on the
on.
ground.
Why am I being treated like this?
You're
Why?
not cooperating. Get on the ground.
Sir, look, this is really.
Lay flat.
I can't be treated like this. Get up.
I know you're gonna get chased.
Put your hands on your back.
I agree. All you have to do is listen.
Following the horrible treatment he endured, Lieutenant Nazario was questioned by the officers, a tactic that would have been more effective if employed earlier.
Why didn't you just do that? No, you weren't. My partner put his blue lights on.
Yes.
You didn't stop.
I was pulling over to a government area for my safety and yours. I have respect for law enforcement.
No, you don't.
It's
No,
not-
you don't. Sit right on this curb right here. Come around. Come sit on this curb. Walk backwards. Why didn't you stop? Why didn't you stop? It's simple traffic stop.
Dark over there. Those areas are dark. I did not feel comfortable. Those areas are dark.
You felt uncomfortable here, okay? Coming here was not the problem. The problem is when you refuse to get out of the car. When we got here and you stepped out of the car, I can promise you, this would have been over by now.
After searching the lieutenant's car and running the tags, they found no evidence of wrongdoing, and Officer Gutierrez's subsequent attempts to sweep the whole issue under the rug would leave you in total. Officer Gutierrez's efforts were useless, as Lieutenant Nazario filed a lawsuit in the following weeks after his release. However, the court only awarded him a settlement of $3,650. Officer Gutierrez was terminated from his position following public outcry. If you enjoyed this video, show some love by dropping a like, and feel free to express yourself in the comments section. Finally, don't forget to subscribe.